Hi, Newman here. I haven't played this game in a decade. And boy, a lot's changed. I mean, not really. That's sort of the weird thing. Everything's changed, and it's all also exactly the same. Everybody's a lot better at this game now. I'm also a lot worse. It's been a long time. I mean, I seriously miss every single flying guillotine that I threw. The entire time. I was bad. It was bad. It was rough. The last time I played Team Fortress 2, I was 15 years old. So obviously this game was a huge, huge part of my childhood. And now, 25. If we're doing the math, plus 10, I'm now 25. I'm a grown adult. I'm a grown adult with adult problems. So I wanted to revisit Team Fortress 2 and see, just like see what's happening with this game. Yeah, everybody's a lot better at it. I'm really bad at it. I feel things I noticed. The movement felt sluggish, and that's weird because it's Source Engine. Other Source games don't. I don't know. Maybe it's I just don't know. I felt really like I felt like I was moving through glue. It's hard. I kept getting stuck on things. I kept getting my toes stuck. Like I try and jump over something, and I just couldn't quite get it. And so I fail a lot of jumps, even though I got 2 of them. Also, the weapon changes. Every gun is completely different now. But also, like, it's still, like, kind of the same. Like, the gimmicks are still the same, but they're all completely rebalanced. Like, the Sandman doesn't stun people anymore. Why? Why? When? I don't know. I think it was the gunmetal update. That changed a lot of those. Maybe more after, of course, but I didn't really stick around. I don't know. I don't remember. But a lot of these weapons is like, oh yeah, I remember this thing, and then no, it doesn't work quite like that anymore. Also, the short stop, you got to shove, you got to push. Okay, all right. I tried to play 2 Fort for a little bit. I stopped playing 2 Fort, and then now we're gonna get now that I'm basically an expert in all things Team Fortress 2 mechanics. We're gonna give tips and tricks for how to do good as Scout. That was also, by the way, I probably should have said this at the beginning, didn't. The whole point is I only wanted to play Scout. Like, I wanted to limit my experience coming back to just Scout, which was dumb, because Scout's like, he doesn't have any health, and he's got to be nimble, and again, I felt like I was moving through glue, because everything I just wasn't used to any of it, so that was kind of maybe a stupid choice for, like, the first class coming back, but whatever. I kept doing this thing where I would just run directly into heavies. Like, I would just run into a group of people as if I was like a pyro. Like, I know that's not how you play Scout. I understand that. I get it. But I did it anyways, and then I would miss every single shot. Throw the guillotine. We would just keep going. So I got a lot of time to reflect and think about things as I waited to respawn, which maybe the respawn timer feels longer. I don't know. The game, as in general, this goes with everybody's better at the game now, and I'm really bad. It feels so much faster paced than it used to. I feel like the teamwork is more coherent. It used to be everybody was just running around doing their own thing, and I liked that. That's why I wanted to play Scott, because I wanted to be the guy just running around doing his own thing. But like, it didn't feel the same as like classic old TF2. It felt more like, I don't know, like Overwatch. It kind of felt like Overwatch a little bit, where it's just like the teamwork's kind of built in, and everybody like pushes as a team, and like there's camaraderie and buddies. But yeah, anyways, the tips, the Scout tips, as somebody who hasn't played Scout in 10 years, in a decade, you got to be careful. You only got 125 dinky little health, less if you use the Sandman, which I don't know why you would. It does not stun people anymore. It is a pointless, useless weapon. So what do? You gotta like stay on the outskirts. You gotta play it. You don't play it like Pyro. Play it more like Spy. That's where the force of nature is very helpful. You're just going right behind him in the back. You bow, 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 bow. When they go flying. Because you really can't be, you don't have the health pool to be running at soldiers and heavies, unless you're bouncing over their head, but you don't have that many jumps. You have 2, you don't have that many. In the Atomizer now, you have to have it equipped. You have to be holding it to get the 3rd jump. That, I don't like that. I liked the you just lost 10 health thing. That was cool. I enjoyed that. I mean, I guess it makes sense though. You know, like I guess it's balanced, but it's like you're really not getting the third jump whenever you need it because you got to have the gun out, and it's the whole. All the weapons are different, but they're still kind of the same. I also noticed that it was way easier to land shots with the Force of Nature than the default scattergun. I think because it only has the 2 bullets, and so I can't just be shooting them willy-nilly for no reason. You only got 2, and the reload is, I mean, it's not terrible, but it takes a second. So you really got to line them up. You got to plan it. You got to be conservative with the bullets. I also noticed the Pretty Boys pocket pistol. I used to never use that thing, and now it gets 3 health on hit. Maybe that's different. I don't remember it being that way, but I don't really think I ever really used it that much anyways, even then. So that was I found it to be a very helpful weapon, because you can just stand at a distance when you're like a little low on health and just kind of, and you get some of your health back, and that was neat. I enjoyed that. I was an enjoyer of that. Health packs. That was another thing that I noticed. You gotta know where the health packs are, and I kind of remembered like most of them, but then there were times it's like I'm just kind of running around, just kind of wandering around sometimes. Remember, so that's tip number 2 or whatever we're on. Know where the health packs are, and you gotta know where the big ones are. The little ones ain't cutting it. So, my tips for Scout conclude. Here's the list. Ding! Bullet point 1. You're not a pyro. Yeah, so one of the other things I noticed. There's less conga lining. That was another small thing I noticed. That was a God, Jesus Christ! I mean, the entire server. Nobody would play the game. People played the game. People definitely still played the video game. So that was cool. Moving on from that. Moving on from the tips and tricks on how to play Scout from a guy who doesn't know how to play Scout is the reason I'm making this video. Because the real reason, the second reason, the deeper meaning here, buddy, is that I'm a voice actor, and as a voice actor, I think it's important to create content of some kind. It doesn't matter what kind. Short films, YouTube videos about Team Fortress 2. Anything. It's an important thing, I think, to do as an actor, as a voice actor, because I need to keep my skills sharp. And as a voice actor, oftentimes, you gotta be entertaining, even when you're all alone in a room by yourself. Right? And that's like surprisingly difficult to do. And that's a skill that I need to keep sharp. Any actor, any voice actor needs to keep that skill sharp. And so making commentaries like this, making YouTube videos is one way, because there's a lot of overlap with those skills, right? Being entertaining in a room alone by yourself. There's a lot of skills that overlap there. And so my plan is, I went through and I just only played Scout, and that was my experience after not playing the game in 10 years. I just only playing Scout, and there's 8 other classes, and so I'm gonna only play, one class at a time as I reacclimate to the game, and sort of get used to it. And overall, it felt good to return. It felt good to be back. It makes me very happy to see this game alive and well. And I mean, again, I grew up on this video game. I played this video game is the reason I got an email account. I played on my brother's account. He's like, get your own. And so this Team Fortress 2 is the reason I got an email account, so that I could make a Steam account so that I could play this video game. And so it's good to see that it's still, alive, sort of, sometimes. But that's it. That's all. I really just I need to work on my improv. I want to keep that skill sharp. I want to. I cut myself. I was too sharp. Oh, God. Okay. I'll just wipe that off on my shirt.